Good morning to you. Well, I never did find my memory stick for my camera. So I tore my desk apart, I tore the shed apart, I emptied the bag. I don't know. God, I hope I didn't accidentally sweep it into the trash while I was cleaning my desk or something, because if that's the case, it's at the city landfill. But such is life. Disc was getting a little beat up, but it still worked. Well, I'll get another one. If that's the worst thing that happens in your life, I guess, you should count your blessings. Um, it dawned on me last night, for reasons I won't bore you with, I wasn't able to edit the video, so I was talking about pictures from my trip to New Zealand, the Kiwi trip, and I never put the pictures up. Um, Also talking about the model airplane on television, which I got some screen grabs, and so I'll tack those on. But the New Zealanders have a wonderful museum, and I think it's in Wanaka. Uh, their transportation museum isn't very big, but it's packed full of stuff. In fact, it'd be nice if they could spread it out because you can't really see some of it. But they're passionate model builders. They had some beautiful model airplanes and ships and stuff. But that RC that 1/72nd scale model airfield was probably the single most impressive thing, maybe just because of its size. And they also had a lot of stuff that had been like captured by New Zealanders. Like they had some rare Luger pistols and some other things that had been taken during the war. I think I don't know, I forget if it was a naval Luger or one that was from the Luftwaffe. It seems like they had the long barrel, but they had a lot of stuff and usual things, flags and things. So if you ever get a chance to visit it or visit New Zealand, I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the most beautiful, I was going to say it's the most beautiful place I've ever been, but I've also been to Calgary, Canada, which is magnificent, and of course the Grand Canyon. New Zealand's so beautiful that they filmed Lord of the Rings there. And I was on the South Island, and I rode a big old Harley Davidson motorcycle around the South Island, and it was fantastic. Unfortunately, my trip was ruined because that's when 9/11 happened. It was fun getting back. I was stuck there for about a week, but hey, if you got to be stuck out of the country, New Zealand's a good place. So last night I was watching Fast Sports Scale Car Garage, John's channel, and he had Mark Huber on, and I was listening to Mark talk about his model building experience as a kid in the late 50s, and something he said really struck close to home, and that was that he had to save when he started getting an allowance. He had to start saving. He couldn't just go buy a model every week, and I was like, oh my gosh, for me it would have been about almost 10 years, about 10 years later, but it's the same thing in the mid to late 60s. I got a 30-cent a week allowance. Now this is back when a 1/48 scale monogram kit was $1 plus 4-cent tax. So it was always, as a little kid, being very specific. Mom, I want to get this. So how much is it? It's $1 plus 4-cent tax. And and although I bought other stuff and the pricing bounced around, I distinctly remember buying Hawk's little Convair 240. I think it was that the C-121 Samaritan, or the T-49. The Air Force used a Convair 240 as both a navigational trainer and as a transport. And I think this was the transport version. But anyway, that was like a 69-cent kit, and I remember buying that and being disappointed because there was no clear acrylic, no clear parts. It was just, but the windows are also small, and the windshield was so small. I figured, well, maybe not supposed to have one. But my mom, and this is how clued in my mom was. She knew I waited 4 weeks to 30 cents a week, and at the end of 4 weeks, I had, of course, $1.20, which meant I could go down, and I had enough money for a $1 model plus 4-cent tax and a tube of glue, or normally What I would do though is I would take the remaining 26 cents and either buy a hot dog and have about 4 cents left over, or some candy. And it's amazing the memories that come back. This was a dime store, and Billy, you're going to have to put it in the comment section if it was McCrory's or Christo's. I forget which one had the hot dog place in the middle of it. But if you'll pardon a little stroll down memory lane. Okay, this would have been about 1968. Let's see, it would have been, it was about 8, 9 years old, so 69. All right, 68, 69. Anyway, there were 2 dime stores, 5 and dimes in my town. As we call them, dime stores. And in case somebody's watching this is too young to remember what that is, a dime store was kind of like a tiny little department store. Imagine your average size store like you would find in a. You know what you could compare it to. Today might be one of those Dollar Trees, those dollar stores where you go in and everything's $1 and they have a little bit of everything. It's a little bit like that. Maybe one of you guys can leave a better description down below. But it was kind of a little store that had a little bit of everything. What they normally didn't sell was any kind of groceries, though. Not at least it's kind of like a general store, but no groceries. But they would have some clothing, and they would have hobbies, and they would have toys, and they would have just sections for stuff like that. And in fact, for those that haven't picked up, Colonel K is my elder brother, and he when you see him in the comments, and I believe his first job was at one of those dime stores when he was trying to save up money as a Boy Scout. Was that for the Jamboree to Japan, or anyway? So which just triggered another great modeling memory. Okay, so anyway, and I'm hoping to do a video with him sometime, because he's you know how I'm the middle of 3 brothers, 7 kids. I'm 5 out of 7, and big tight Catholic family, and you know, younger brothers are always inspired by older brothers. It's just like you're inspired by your parents. And my older brother built models, which is another something that's one reason, John, when I was listening to you and Mark talk last night, and if you guys, I'll put a link to the interview down below, or you can just go to Fast Sports and look at his most recent interview. When you were talking about your older brother hanging his models from the ceiling, which some of you guys have asked about, and how I'm doing that, and I'm trying to cover that tonight's show. So many of us wound up going down the same path, and which is great because it's a wonderful path to travel. Anyway, so getting back to the buying at the dime stores. This dime store, gosh, I can't believe I can't remember if it was McCrory's or Christo's. I think it was Christo's. Anyway, which apparently I didn't know at the time, but apparently it's part of a chain. So anyway, in the middle of the store, maybe a little bit towards the back, there was, basically it was a hot dog stand, but it was like an island. It had the 4 sides to it, and you could approach it from either side, or but the end closest to the rear that faced the back of the store had the glass of the cotton dogs cooking in it, and they had sodas and popcorn, if I remember correctly. And of course, if I looked at it now, it's probably not much bigger than this couch I'm sitting on. But back then, when you're this tall, it was this island of food, and and the great sea of merchandise, and it was right next to where the models were at. So if my memory serves me right, which I would never rely on, since I can't even find a missing memory stick. I know, I just got the irony of that comment also. I can't remember where I put my memory stick. Okay, that explains a lot. A month from now, my wife's going to be doing laundry and finding a pocket or something. Anyway, so I would be standing there trying to select which model, which they were all on this center, the end of one of these old wood style display things. And I guess they'd have 30 or 40 models in there. And I'd be, what to get, and behind me, the hot dogs are cooking right behind me, and of course, model hot dog. Thing is, if I bought a hot dog or anything, I had to make bloody well sure I had $1.04 left to buy the model. But getting back to my mom being savvy, she knew what a model cost. God knows I bugged her enough times about it. Well, one day, for whatever reason, I was short $1. I didn't have a whole dollar, so I had like 85 cents, and gosh, now memories are coming back. But anyway, I saw the little Hawk kit. Almost certain it was one of those Hawk kits. I can almost see I can see the box art in my mind. And I didn't have like 85 cents, but this kit was only 69 cents. So I went and paid for it and got on my bicycle, pedaled home. Back when kids did that without crash helmets or adult supervision. Back when it wasn't a bloody crime to let a 9-year-old, go downtown on his bicycle by himself. My mom, I hadn't even built the kit. I got home and she always wanted to see what we bought because she wanted to make sure we weren't wasting it. Let me see what you bought. So we came home, reported to Mom, and I showed her, and she goes, "You paid $1 for this?" I was like, I was kind of embarrassed, I was like, well, I didn't want to tell her I paid 69 cents for it, and I forget why. I think it was, oh, when it rains, it pours. Great. Now on top of having problems with the losing the memory stick, my cell phone camera's acting up too. Something about memory storage. Dumped everything I can. I'm running checks on it. Emptying the trash helped. Anyway, that's pretty much everything for today. And if I don't have any more further technical difficulties, I will catch you guys later. Hopefully we'll see you this afternoon. You have a good day. And remember, coffee, good. What the hell?
Those magnificent men in their flying machines, they go up to the up, they go down to the down. They enchant all the ladies and steal all the scenes with their up to the up, and their down to the down. Up, down, flying around, looping the loop and defying the ground. They're all frightfully keen, those magnificent men in their flying machines. They can fly up and down with their feet in the air. They don't think of danger, they really don't care. Newton would think he had made a mistake to see those young men and the chances they take. Those magnificent men in their flying machines, they go up to the up, they go down to the down. They enchant all the ladies and steal all the scenes with their up to the up, and their down to the down. Up, down, flying around, looping the loop and defying the ground. They're all frightfully keen, those magnificent men in their flying machine. Those magnificent men in their flying machine, they go up to the up, they go down to the down. Those magnificent men